Thomas Frank has been sacked from Tottenham Hotspur. And while, yes, this was way, way, way overdue, could have happened easily November, December time, he has finally been relieved of his duties. And once again, Tottenham are in another era. I started this YouTube channel at the start of pre-season, back in the last season. And I've already been through two managers. I've not even been doing this a full season, and we've already been through two managers. And it's just a sad, sad state of the club. Honestly, where we are at this moment is damning. We finished 17th last season. Of course, we won the Europa League trophy, so it did mask things. But the fact that we're in another relegation battle, last season wasn't really a relegation battle, let's be honest. But now we look like we're in a relegation battle as well. Thomas Frank had to go. Honestly, had to go. The amount of mishaps he done, for example, let's go back to his first interview when he spoke about Arsenal being... You know what, let's get this out of the way as well, because anyone that watches the channel is obviously going to know I back Thomas Frank, and I thought he needed time. However, there was certain times when we got to games and I said, yeah, nah, this is definitely not working. It's not going to last very long. And of course, that's what happened. You've got to be real with these situations. But I do think Tottenham is a crazy club. And if you want to bring Thomas Frank in as the manager, he needs time, because there's no way a man like that can change a club like ours in 8.5 months. But if you go back to his first ever in press conference when he spoke about Arsenal being the only team that's ever gone unbeaten, we should have just seen a warning signs there. Also spoke about we're gonna lose games, and I think when you just compare that to Ange Postecoglou, who told us I always win things in my second season, it looked like the writing was on the wall before it already started. Of course, we got a little hoodwinked with the PSG game, the Man City game, Burnley also, which coincidentally is one of two home league wins we've had all season, which is absolutely disgusting as well. And I think that's another reason why he's been pushed out, because you've got to be winning your home games. And if you're not winning them, you can't be losing them. I mean, we've lost way too many games at home this season. The fact that we've played, 14 games when we've only won 2, that is disgusting. The style of play as well. It's weird, because I remember Thomas Frank at Brentford. You never used to look at them as a unattacking team, but I guess if you do consider it, they had players like Wissa and Waymo, players that were better than us anyway. So, not better than us, better than the players we have at the minute, and we've seen what they've gone on to do, both respectively in summer. But you never really remember him being so defensive. Of course, the impetus was never on Brentford to ever go and force games, and that's something he undercame as well. You're seeing a lot of reports as well about how much he had lost the dressing room. You're seeing issues with timekeeping as well. I've seen one report about Romero not being on time the day after Thomas Frank, talking about the standard slipping. And for your captain to be late as well, that just shows there's no respect from anyone in the club. We remember Jed Spence, Mickey van der Ven ignoring him after that diabolical Chelsea game where we didn't lay a glove on them. We were so bad. I remember Xavi Simons came on and came off again as well in that game. It was just awful. There's been so many things. The warning signs, for me personally, I wasn't fully Thomas Frank out until the West Ham game, because when you're not beating West Ham, who were in dire straits at that time, at home as well. Of course, I know I said the home record was bad, but at home, yeah, unfortunately, you had to go. But there could have been many instances before that. I tried to hold on. I tried to give him as much grace as possible, and it's clear that the Tottenham board tried to do the same. But yeah, unfortunately, he just had to go. But now, as I said, we're in a awkward place in the moment, because we're 16th in the league, I believe, 5 points clear of the relegation zone. But who do we bring in? Like, is it going to be interim manager? If so, which interim managers are available? Are the players going to respect this interim manager? Because they clearly don't respect the last manager. So that means they're going to need someone with authority. But is there any managers like that at the minute that aren't 60 plus? Doubt it. I really don't know. It's just not a good look for Spurs as well. I know everyone wants to be happy that Frank's finally out, but do you guys really trust? Like, I see a lot of stuff as well. I tried to be cool with everyone in the, not cool because obviously they don't know me, but I try and hold my tongue as much as possible and give everyone a grace. People like Johan Langer and Vinay Venkateshan, these are the guys that brought in Thomas Frank and kept Thomas Frank longer than he should have been in anyway. And now we've got to trust them to make the next decision on who the gaffer's going to be. It's pretty worrying times, man, because we could really go down. The only reason why I think Spurs might not go down is because I think Nottingham Forest are absolutely crazy as well. And I think Burnley and Wolves are probably already gone, saying that Burnley did get a result yesterday, but Crystal Palace ain't a great either, so that could just be masking it. But I really don't know, honestly. Thomas Frank's gone. Of course, that needed to happen, but where do we go from here? Because Spurs cannot afford to be in the Championship. Like, I know, all banter aside, everyone's saying, "Oh, we'll go down to the Championship. We might actually win a trophy." Let's be real. Spurs cannot go down to the Championship because that has the potential to kill the club. Like, think about that. A club of that size, bearing in mind we still got the debts on the ground. Could you imagine? Could you absolutely imagine if we went down to the Championship? A ground that big in the Championship would be disgusting. And yeah, it could really be the start of the end. Yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. Who would you like to bring in? I was gonna say, do you think the sacking was worth it? But come on, let's not even ask stupid questions, because I don't think there was anyone on this planet that believe, except from Thomas Frank and obviously anyone with the second name Frank and Johan Langer as well, because something funky was going on there clearly. But yeah, Thomas Frank had to be sacked. I don't think I'll find anyone on this planet that won't agree with that. And yeah, where do we go from here? You actually worried about relegation as well? Like, are people really deep in it, how close we are, or do you just all think we're going to be fine? Let me know in the comments. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that. We'll be back because there's plenty more to talk about. Ange Postecoglou's come out, so that deserves another video in itself. But of course, we'll be back as always. Peace and love.